I'm Kat Bell, and today I'm doing another thrift store makeover. And I say it like this because I didn't have to go to the thrift store. This was a paper towel holder that was in my grandmother's kitchen for forever. And now I have it. And I like the design. Like, this is cute, little mushrooms. I'm not too fond of the colors, and it's rather filthy. So I'm just going to basically revitalize this. And the first thing we're going to do is take it apart, I think. So I just took all the pieces apart, starting with the paper towel holder part and then the shelving. And the screws were pretty gunky, so I had them in some lime away while I was doing everything else. And then I sanded all the pieces, 1 to clean them up, and 2 to kind of even out some of the rougher patches. The backside of the shelf wasn't even painted originally, so that was a big help, sanding everything down. And you might notice that the formatting is a little different. So these are a series of photos rather than sped up video. And I thought it'd be easier to edit that way because I could just take out any of the images that were fuzzy or anything. But it turns out it's roughly the same. So I may try this again, but I may go back to just filming actual video. And here I am going in with some paint, and I didn't want to go too dark on the background where the mushrooms were, but I did want to have a bit of a darker theme overall, just because white gets dirty so quickly, and you know, darker colors hide a myriad of sins. And I'm for the most part leaving the design alone, just that I can kind of trace it with the Poscas later. And the darker colors did take a couple more coats than that lighter brown. And I'm not very good at color matching, so it does kind of change color throughout the video, but hopefully I'll get better with practice and time. And overall, I think it looked really nice with these darker colors. And for the back, I just went with pure black because you're not really going to see the back and the bottom of the shelf anyway. And I wasn't about to try and mix more of that brown. And I did tape off the edge just to try to get a cleaner line. Like I said, I'm not a super professional painter, so I did make a couple mistakes when I was trying to get those crisp lines, but overall it was pretty good. The paper towel holder part took a long time just because it is a cylinder, so it kept wanting to roll away at times, so that was a joy. And here I'm just cleaning up some of my mistakes and then making some more and then trying to clean those up as well. Overall, the background I think was the toughest part, and I did try to do the trim green along the edges to match the paper towel holder part because I wanted to kind of do like grass, so I feel like this, you know, is a bit darker than the Poscas, so that the Poscas would really pop in the end. And these took a lot of coats as well, and like I said, my color matching isn't perfect, so they do kind of change color a couple times. But overall, I think I did pretty well matching the green, a little bit more than I did the brown. And it just took a lot of coats. Finally getting into the little knobs, I decided to make them mushrooms too, which is why I went with green for the trim and the circular part, so that it looked like they're coming out of the grass a little. And these were also kind of difficult to paint since they're a little bit smaller and they could kind of sit up, but I was like, if I tried to paint them without holding them, then they would fall over, and so it was kind of an interesting time there. And going in with the Poscas, I just basically traced what was there previously. I did have to look at some pictures because I did kind of cover the edges a little when I was painting because I wanted to get that full coverage. So I did look back at the pictures of before. And the reason I did thrift store makeovers back to back was to keep testing out the Poscas. I did the Poscas on the plain wood, and I just wanted to see how they would be when it's on the usual acrylics that I use. And the layering worked really well with the original acrylics. I think almost better than Posca layered on itself, which was kind of interesting. And I did go ahead and put the little polka dots on the handles as well. And I decided to just keep them all the same kind of mushroom rather than having like 3 different colored mushrooms. And then I just gave everything a nice coating of sealant just to, make sure it doesn't chip or wear. And I did decide to go ahead and do something a little extra special on the shelf part. This was just a really interesting quote I'd seen from Tumblr, and I thought since it's mushrooms, it fit perfectly. Especially since spooky season's coming up. And this kind of goes with that kind of theme as well. And overall, I just really liked the new design. And so here are all the pieces together, and getting it back together was a little bit of a challenge. I had a little bit of trouble lining up the screw with the paper towel holder part, but eventually I got it. And yeah, I just really like the darker design and how the mushrooms just really blend better together rather than having, like I said, the 3 different designs. Instead of having them all the same kind of mushroom. And just the overall darker theme, I also think really makes the Poscas pop. Here it is, the final piece. I really do like the darker design, and overall I'm super happy with it. And oddly enough, my aunt and mom really liked it, and no one questioned what the quote was, which I found very interesting. And so I'll see you next time. Bye.